Welcome to The Explainer. I am so pumped to get into today's topic. So, we've all felt it, right? You get that heavy, sinking feeling of just being entirely behind in life. You look at your checking account, that number never quite feels like enough, and then bam, you open your phone and someone exactly your age is posting a brand new car, a designer bag, or some luxury vacation that you could literally never justify. But what if I told you that people making the absolute most noise about money are rarely the ones who actually have it? Today, we're going to look at the 8 invisible signs of real financial strength. And honestly, I bet you carry way more of them than you think.
So let me ask you, why does your bank account never really feel like enough? Well, the American economy has basically split into 2 completely different lanes. The loud lane is the one you see plastered all over your feed every single day, but it's largely an illusion. Bank of America actually dug into their own customer data and found something pretty staggering. Roughly 1 in 4 households spends more than 95% of its income on pure necessities. Basically, they're just keeping up appearances and running completely on fumes.
And this really illustrates the reality of the situation. We've got the loud lane, which is all that visible spending and hidden debt, versus quiet wealth, which is completely invisible financial strength. Think about it. Nobody screenshots their employer match. Nobody films a TikTok of themselves paying for a car repair with cash. Because wealth has gone quiet, it's incredibly easy to discount it, especially in yourself. So today, we're going to completely rebuild your true financial scoreboard. We're using verified data from the Federal Reserve, the Census Bureau, and Vanguard. No guesses here, just real benchmarks.
Okay, here is our roadmap for The Explainer today. We'll be moving through 4 major areas: defense, optimization, building real net worth, and lifestyle discipline.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Defense, Emergencies and Debt.
So here is sign number 1. And wow, the divide here is stark. According to Bankrate, only 30% of Americans can pay a $1,000 emergency expense straight out of their savings. The other 70%? They have to reach for a credit card or take out a loan. Let me give you an example. Think about a woman named Kendra. When her water heater broke, she just paid the $1,100 bill right out of savings. Simple. But a coworker of hers had the exact same repair and financed it on a credit card at 22% interest, just paying the minimums. That coworker is literally going to be paying for a 2026 water heater deep into the 2030s. If you can absorb a $1,000 hit without borrowing a dime, you are already beating 7 out of 10 adults in the wealthiest country on earth.
Which brings us perfectly to sign number 2. You never let a credit card balance roll over. Here's the math that actually matters. If you carry the average individual credit card balance of $6,500 at 22% interest, you're throwing away about $1,400 a year for absolutely nothing. Nothing. Now, if you took that exact same $1,400 a year and just dropped it into a basic index fund earning an average of 7%, well, over 30 years, it compounds to a massive $146,000. That is the true, hidden cost of revolving credit.
Take Malik's strategy, for example. He routes his daily expenses, groceries, gas, the whole shebang, through a credit card, collects those reward points, and then clears the statement completely before the due date. He treats plastic simply as a way for the company to earn merchant fees, rather than profiting off his own desperation. Nearly half of adult cardholders carry a balance month to month. If you're like Malik and you never pay a single cent of interest, you are quietly beating half the country. Moving right along, let's get into Section 2. Optimization, savings and credit.
This is sign number 3, and it brilliantly illustrates why optimization is an absolute game changer. The national average savings yield hands you a measly $38 a year on a $10,000 balance. Meanwhile, a high-yield account hands you $400 on the exact same money with the exact same risk and the exact same federal insurance. The person earning $38 isn't less disciplined, they're just differently informed. Consider Rhonda. She spent maybe 20 minutes moving her $14,000 house fund to a high-yield account online. Boom. It instantly generated over $500 a year for doing absolutely nothing. If your savings are earning a real yield right now, you are secretly way ahead of most depositors. Sign number 4 comes down to your FICO score. Experian puts the average U.S. FICO score at 713, and note this, that average actually just fell for the first time since 2013. If your score is over that 713 mark, and especially if it pushes up into the 740 plus tier where lenders keep their absolute best pricing, you are crushing it. You're holding strong during a time when a lot of people are quietly slipping backwards. That great score is going to save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest on a future mortgage loan.
All right, shifting gears into our third section, Building Real Net Worth.
Okay, before we go any further, we absolutely have to define this properly because people get it so wrong. Your net worth is everything you own, like home equity, retirement balances, savings, minus everything you owe, like student loans and credit cards. We have got to stop measuring ourselves against that super skewed headline of the average American millionaire. That average is basically dragged up into the sky by a tiny sliver of ultra-wealthy people. It's just not reality for most.
Which brings us to sign number 5. Your net worth actually beats the median for your age. Take a second and find your age bracket in these verified median numbers. Let's look at a 52-year-old named Karen. Now, Karen drives a 9-year-old sedan. She's never taken a big international vacation. To be honest, she probably looks like the least financially successful person at her entire office. But her house is mostly paid off, and her retirement account just crossed $200,000. She completely beats the median for her 45 to 54 age bracket. Listen to me on this one. If you beat the median for your age, you are winning. Period. I don't care what kind of car your neighbor is driving.
Sign number 6 is a massive one. The employer match is a guaranteed instant return. Do not ever decline a raise you've already been offered. If you earn $65,000 a year and capture a standard 4% match, that's $2,600 a year in completely free money. Invested steadily over 25 years, that employer match alone blossoms into roughly $176,000. And you got all of that just for signing some onboarding form you probably barely even remember. If you're out there capturing that full match every single year, you are light years ahead.
This brings us to our 7th sign. You own an actual piece of the market. There is a crazy, massive divide in this country right now. 87% of high earners own stock, while only 28% of those earning under $50,000 do. Ownership is what actually builds American wealth. A young guy named Otis proved this beautifully. He invested just $60 a month into an index fund, and he never stopped, even through all those scary market drops. It's not even really about the dollar amount, it's about being an owner. That way, the economy happens for you, instead of just happening around you.
Now we enter our final section, lifestyle discipline.
Sign number 8 is all about avoiding the dreaded promotion trap. So the median income of around $83,730 has essentially just treaded water since 2019 when you adjust for inflation. But the real issue? It's what happens in those 90 days right after you get a raise. Income goes up, say 7%, but suddenly, magically, a new car appears in the driveway, the streaming subscriptions stack up, and monthly obligations rise by 8%. The paycheck grew, sure, but the financial margin totally shrank.
Now compare that to Leona's rule. She got a $9,000 promotion and completely automated it directly into her savings and retirement. Her standard of living increased by exactly $0. From the outside, she looks completely unchanged. Same apartment, same car, and honestly, that is the ultimate hallmark of quiet wealth. If your last raise didn't inflate your lifestyle, you've built the engine that makes every other single sign on this list possible.
Okay, let's tally up the scorecard here. Cash for a surprise, no revolving debt, real yield on your savings, a strong FICO score, beating the median net worth, getting the full match, owning the market, and holding the line on your lifestyle. If you can clear just 3 of these, you're ahead of a startling share of this country. If you clear 5, you are in genuinely rare company.
I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Are you measuring your private savings against someone else's public spending? Because that comparison is completely rigged. It's time to stop letting social media steal your peace of mind. Drop down in the comments below and tell me your score. Honestly, how many of the 8 signs did you clear without even realizing it? Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep in mind, quiet wealth is the strongest wealth there is. See you next time.